All right, get ready, because today we're diving deep, deeper than we ever have before, into the muscular system.
I am excited about this one.
I think, a lot of people, they hear muscular system and they just think like biceps and triceps, but we're going way beyond that today.
Oh, yeah.
Way
Okay,
beyond.
Connor.
We're talking about, we've got some excerpts from a textbook chapter on medical terminology. We've got an article from Medicine Ed. We're really going in.
Yeah, they're fascinating, They're often seen as just the things that, help us move around, but they do so much more.
And there's so many of them.
Yeah,
And they're all doing different things.
exactly. And what a lot of people don't realize is that there are 3 distinct types of muscle.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell me more.
Yeah, so we've got they each have their own unique structure and function. It's like a muscle trio, but not the kind you see advertised at the gym.
Okay, all right. So let's meet, like, who are our muscle celebrities here?
All right, so first up, we got, the one everyone knows, the skeletal muscle. This is,
The ones we can control.
exactly, you consciously control them. Like, our textbook actually describes them as being closely associated with the skeletal system,
That's the name.
hence the name. So that's responsible for all of our voluntary movements. So, walking, talking.
Lifting that heavy grocery bag.
Yeah, all that.
Okay, so skeletal muscles they're the stars of the show. They're the ones, like, waiting for us to tell them what to do.
Exactly.
What about, what was the next one? Smooth muscle.
Yeah, smooth muscle. So if skeletal muscles are the stars of the show, these guys are more like the stage crew.
Okay,
They're essential for the performance, but they're working behind the scenes.
I like that.
Yeah, and so they're found in the walls of hollow organs. So like your stomach, your intestines, your blood vessels.
Places you don't really think about
Exactly. You don't really think about them until something goes wrong.
until you have a problem.
Right, exactly.
So these are the ones, like, while I'm busy flexing in the mirror, these are the ones making sure that my lunch gets digested.
Exactly. Yeah, they're involuntary, meaning you don't consciously control them.
Oh, thank goodness.
Right. Can you imagine having to,
Can you imagine having to think about your intestines all day?
yeah, digest faster? It happens.
I'm off the hook. All right, so that's 2. What's our third muscle celebrity?
So our third muscle celebrity is the cardiac muscle.
Okay.
And as the name suggests, it's found only in one very important place, the heart.
Yeah, I was going to say that one seems pretty obvious.
Yeah, and our article called it the hardest working muscle in the body.
Which makes sense.
Which, I mean, it makes sense. Pumping blood 24/7, that's a serious workout.
No days off for that one.
No days off.
So what makes cardiac muscle so special? Why is it different from the other 2?
So,
Mhm.
unlike skeletal muscle or smooth muscle, cardiac muscle has this incredible ability to contract rhythmically and continuously without getting tired.
Really?
Yeah,
So it's like an Energizer bunny.
it really is. And so it's what creates that wave-like contraction that makes your heart beat and keeps the blood flowing throughout your body.
Oh, wow. So it's like the engine room. Keeps everything going.
Yeah.
And to think it's doing all of that without us even asking.
We don't even have to think about it.
It makes you appreciate what your body is doing every single second.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so we've met our muscle celebrities. Skeletal, smooth, cardiac. They all sound pretty important, but what are they actually doing in there?
Right. It's not all about, flexing in the mirror.
Definitely not.
Mm.
Although I do enjoy a good bicep curl every now and then. But our muscles are obviously doing so much more for us, even when we don't realize it.
Absolutely. And our sources point out that muscles have, get this, 5 main functions.
5.
5. And movement, which is what we usually think of, is just one of them.
Okay, so spill the beans. What else are these muscle masters up to?
All right, so we've got support. Think about your core muscles, those abdominal muscles.
Okay.
They're like internal scaffolding, holding your organs in place.
So it's not just about six-pack abs. It's about keeping my insides from, like, sloshing around.
Exactly.
That's good to know because I've been slacking on my core workouts. Okay, so support, check. What's next?
Well, those same abdominal muscles, they also provide protection. They act like a layer of living armor, shielding your organs from impact.
Oh, wow. So those late-night pizza cravings are actually weakening my internal body armor.
Something to think about.
Okay, adding that to the list of reasons to eat my vegetables. All right, so we've got movement, we've got support, protection. What else? There was 2 more, right?
Yep, 2 more. So the next one is heat generation.
Heat generation, like how my muscles get warm when I work out.
Exactly. Muscle contractions actually generate heat as a byproduct.
Which explains why I feel like a human space heater after a good run.
Exactly. And when your body temperature drops, sometimes your muscles even contract involuntarily to generate warmth and bring it back up.
Wait, you're talking about shivering.
Yep, that's shivering. Your muscles trying to warm you up.
Wow, our bodies are so smart. It's like a built-in heating system.
Right. Pretty cool.
It is. Okay, so that's 4 down.
Yeah.
What's our 5th and final muscle superpower?
Number 5 is blood circulation. And this is where our cardiac muscle, the hardest working muscle in the body, really shines.
Makes sense. It's got to be doing something important.
Oh, it is. It's constant contractions. That's what keeps your blood pumping, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every cell in your body.
It's like the engine of our entire system.
Exactly. And we can't forget about smooth muscle.
Oh, right. Those guys again. They're everywhere.
I know, right? They help regulate blood flow in your blood vessels, too.
So it's a team effort.
Always a team effort.
I love it. Teamwork makes the dream work.
All right. So speaking of teamwork, time to tackle some of those muscle myths out there. The ones floating around the gym, the internet.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Always happy to debunk some myths. What did you have in mind?
Okay, I've got one. You hear people say like, oh, the tongue is the strongest muscle in the body. Any truth to that?
That's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
But not quite. Our textbook actually says that the largest muscle, which, is usually a good indicator of strength, is the gluteus maximus.
The gluteus maximus. So wait, the strongest muscle is my glutes. Yep.
Makes sense, right? Think about what your glutes do. Standing up, climbing stairs, just like holding your body upright. That takes a lot of strength.
Yeah, I guess all those squats are worth it. Okay, so we've got to address the not so fun stuff. Our sources also mention a few medical conditions related to muscles, and I'm curious to hear more about these.
Yeah, of course. Like any system in the body, the muscular system can have problems. Diseases, injuries.
Definitely. So one that I saw was Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I'm probably not saying that right.
You got it. It's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful.
Yeah, and it's a complex condition. So our source explains that it's caused by like a lack of a certain protein, dystrophin. And that protein, it's super important for muscle health. Helps protect muscle fibers from getting damaged.
So without that protein, the muscles are more vulnerable. Exactly. They're weaker, they get damaged more easily, and that leads to, more and more muscle weakness over time.
That's really tough. Okay, another one that our sources mentioned was cerebral palsy.
Right, and cerebral palsy, this is interesting because it's not actually a problem with the muscles themselves. It's more about how the brain controls the muscles.
Okay, so it's like a communication breakdown.
Exactly. So there's damage to the brain, often happens early on, like before, during, or soon after birth, and that affects how the brain signals to the muscles, how they move.
So the muscles are like ready to go, but they're not getting the right direction.
Exactly.
Wow, that's a really good way to explain it. Okay, and then finally we've got carpal tunnel syndrome, which I feel like everybody's heard of, especially, in this day and age. Everyone's on their computers, typing away.
It's true. It's so common now. Basically, there's a nerve in your wrist, the median nerve, runs through a little tunnel called the carpal tunnel. And when that nerve gets squeezed, compressed, it causes pain, numbness, tingling, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, not fun at all. So like all that repetitive motion, all that typing, it can actually lead to a literal traffic jam in your wrist.
That's a good way to put it. It's like a pinched nerve.
Wow, it makes you realize like how important all those tiny movements are all the time and how much we rely on our muscles for literally everything.
Absolutely. Every little thing, blinking, standing up straight, it all comes back to our muscles. They're the unsung heroes, really.
Totally. They don't get enough credit. Well, I'd say we've officially flexed our hustle knowledge today. We talked about the different types, the crazy things they do, those myths we all hear, even the conditions that can affect them.
It's been quite a deep dive.
It really has. So listeners, what really made you think today? What surprised you about your muscles? Hit us up on social media, let us know. And in the meantime, keep those muscles working and don't forget to give them some love. Until next time.